but that never happened either.
Here is Durant. After the made shot from Goran Dragic, Durant kicks to Ibaka. Here's Westbrook. Here's Adams. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
Stolen by Durant. Just around a minute and a half into the first quarter. Roberson the pass to Adams. No good. And the Heat going the other way now. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to the Raptors.
And if there's one aspect of the game that really stood out for me, it was the rebounding. Basketball is about possessions, and you saw a noticeable difference in terms of the effort both teams were putting forth.
Simply got outworked under the boards, guys. I mean, that's the no-brainer of the deal. I mean, they got pushed around all game long.
They grabbed their own miss. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Stolen by Westbrook. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Durant's running.
That's how you make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered. The floor is open. Take care of business.
Always an advantage when you can get out in the open floor. You get much better rhythm offensively. And this lead, I think, is headed up. And Kevin, lots of standing around and watching by the defense that time.
And he makes them pay, doesn't he, Greg, with that emphatic slam.
And, guys, that'll get his heart rate up a little bit, I can tell you that. Watch out. He can be a dangerous player when his motor is revved up that way. You know, he operates so well close to the bucket. There's nothing he likes more than seeing an opening inside.
We know Oklahoma City.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Wade drives in, uses both hands to slam it down.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
What's your take, guys, in the hustle steps for the Thunder?
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. Winslow's checked in for Lou Aldang. And it's Richardson in for Goran Dragic. The Thunder leading by 3. Durant just inside the line. And the foul called on Joe Johnson. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Singler's checked in. Richardson, that's a two-pointer. And a little luck that time, but it drops. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 7 of 13, just over 50% from the floor. Some good looks. And taken away by Johnson. In transition, here comes Miami. And there's Dwayne Wade on the assist by Johnson. And that's now 9 points for Wade.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Dwayne Wade continues Clark to change his game as he gets older. I admire the way guys can do that. Their head says one thing, but their body kind of tells them another.
And you have to give in to your body as you age, that's for sure. Used to attack the rim all the time. Now it's mid-range jumper heavy.
The dish now to Richardson. Out to the right wing. A nice shot by Winslow. Winslow's got his first points of the game.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists. And for Wade and his change in style, I really felt it was a necessity. Guys his age can't continue to hit the floor as often as he's used to and expect to make it all the way through the season.
To the middle, knocked away, stolen by Winslow. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight. 3 for 4.
D. Wade with an excellent pass there.
Thunder trailing by 5.
And, you know, in general, back to Wade now. All the greats evolve and add to their games as their careers move forward. The best way to stay relevant in the NBA is by adding to your game and honing your skill.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Josh Roberts has checked in for Stoudemire. And it's Dragic in for Dwayne Wade. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Here's Richardson. Excellent D from Cantor.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Waiters gets a wide open look. Oh, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Heat out front. They lead by 5. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the... And Kevin Durant, former MVP, still feels like he has room to grow, and he gives us some insight into that philosophy. Well, the will seems to be there, Greg, but Kevin Durant seems surrounded by uncertainty. Can he get that and stay healthy for the entire season? How does he work with this new coach? Where does he really want to be?
You know, the truth is, no one but Kevin knows the answers to those questions. And quite frankly, he may not know right now what those answers are. He's a very unique and introspective kind of guy, as we all saw when he accepted that MVP award a couple years ago. So let's just stay tuned on this one.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
So the Thunder 5 right now. Down low, it's the international combo of Ibaka and Adams. Russell Westbrook out there with Andre Robertson. And it's Waiters in at the small forward position. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
And Miami going with a whole new group out there. Anthony Morrow's checked in for Oklahoma City. Miami leading by 3.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game. The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Morrow dishes to Westbrook, and the shot is good. Westbrook's got 10 points.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
Oklahoma City shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in.
I'm not even going to comment on that.
Neither am I. I mean, if you're going to attempt a buzzer beater, I guess I will comment. Make sure there's actually a buzzer to beat.
And here we go.
This has been a thriller. You cannot say enough about the way these two teams have competed.
All indications, Greg, are that this game is going down to the wire. I mean, I'd be surprised, actually shocked, if it ended any other way.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Clark, a lot of give and take between these sides early.
Kevin, how about 6 lead changes in this half already?
And both teams look like they came to play. We should have a good one. Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Russell Westbrook really making a difference.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
Timeout called, the Heat.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Durant's checked in for the Thunder. Miami trailing. Like as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley, Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to him. How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
And the Heat call time here.
And for all the flash and dash in Oklahoma City over the past few years, Serge Ibaka silently goes about his business. While all eyes are on the megastars, Durant and Westbrook, Ibaka lurks around like a jaguar. I mean, finding opportunities to exploit any weakness in the opposition.
Talking about Ibaka, there's so many things that help his team. The little things that always make a difference, even with his superb free throw shooting. Up to a remarkable, Clark, 84% last year.
Yeah, but, you know, Ibaka had an injury of his own. As much as people talked about Durant's injury, the knee soreness Ibaka had cost him 18 games last year, so that was tough for him.
Wade gets the bucket. Well, guys, this first half has been about as tightly contested as you could hope for.
Well, neck and neck, how about that? I mean, ferociously competitive. I mean, tight as me in an airplane bathroom.
That's not the visual I was looking for right now, but there have been a lot of lead changes. My goodness.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Heat.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
The drive by Green. Can't connect from short range.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Ibaka. How last month turned out for him: 6th in blocks, 10th in field goal percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And, you know, his ability to patrol the lane is a difference maker for that team. Exceptional timing and anticipation.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Cantor checked in for Adams. Dion Waiters comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Foy in for Andre Robertson.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
There's a screen by Cantor. Durant. Baseline try, and the jumper is good. Durant's got 4 points this quarter.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Wade kicks to Dragic. Over in the corner, Green. This one for three. That's in, coming off an assist from Dragic. Dragic has got his third assist on the night. Here's Westbrook, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And, Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime drop right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
And first time of the game called for Oklahoma City. Their last encounter was in Oklahoma City.
And the last time these teams met, it was a walk. In the park, and everybody got in on the act. Their bench was spectacular in that win.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the starters were extremely happy to get some rest and let the bench guys do the heavy lifting. Definitely a feel-good win for the team.
A different look for Miami. Stoudemire's checked in for Whiteside. Johnson comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Dang in for Dwayne Wade. And a switcher also for Oklahoma City. Singler's checked in.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Here's Johnson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Heat lead by 3.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, it makes it tough for the defense to chase that ball around when it moves that crisply all over the court.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
Here's Durant. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on Goran Dragic.
You look at Kevin Durant, and he does have a bit of an unusual body type. Still is fairly thin, even after 8 years in the league. Yet up until last season, he'd been one of the more durable players in the league. Kind of like Reggie Miller in that regard. Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Dragic the pass to Stoudemire. Green dishes to Johnson. And stolen by Singler. And Foy kicks to Durant. And it's Foy missing.
He's always going to have a difficult time finishing when the defense is in his face like that.
Outside Dragic. And stolen by Singler. Here's Foy. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Foy's got his first 2 points of the night.
Room service delivery right there, fellas. Wonderful entry feed.
Here's Green, and that's good. And it's Dragic with the assist. Dragic has got 5 assists in the game. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Heat lead by 3. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Coach, what did you like so far about how the team has played to this point?
Well, our energy and activity. We're coming off a game where we did not do that consistently. The guys took it to heart, owned it. This is a very athletic, quick team as well, so we have to sustain it now.
Coach, thank you so much. Guys, back to you at the table.
Thank you, Doris, for that interview, and we'll see you.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back. Dwayne Wade wasted no time getting hot. He ended up with 19 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Kenny, let's start with you. What you think about the Heat?
Well, their passing was impressive. They're in a good position to win this game, in large part because of those assists. And this is the thing.
Just about time for the third quarter to get underway, and we'll...
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And really, all of a sudden, he's becoming their best distributor, doing a great job of orchestrating their offense.
Greg, typically that's not the role he usually plays, and I'm not sure how comfortable he is in it, but they've needed him to make some plays today, and he's been able to do it, to his credit.
The big men are Bosch and Whiteside. Wade and Dang are the 2 and 3, and it's Dragic in at the 5. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Westbrook drives in. He feeds it to Ibaka. And that one's good. Ibaka's got 4 points in the quarter.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
The Heat with the lead. Deflects the pass. Durant with the steal. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. And it's sent back by Bosch. And it's out of bounds. Oklahoma City able to retain possession here. Now here's Durant. 8 points for him. That gives them the lead. Durant's got 10 points in the game.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Dragic left side. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 3rd rebound on the night. Here's Roberson. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. And now it's a 3-point Oklahoma City lead.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Yeah, you can see they gave up a lot of points here in this run, and he just wants to break the momentum before this thing gets out of hand.
And, you know, that's a huge part of a coach's job, making sure you keep your guys in the best position possible at all times. So I like this timeout.
Timeout called the Heat.
And who could forget the tear that Westbrook went on last season? I mean, after the All-Star break, it was just triple-double after triple-double for him.
Roberson's gotten 4 of his 7 shots to go. Stolen by Westbrook. The finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And the Heat with some changes. Winslow's checked in for Dang. And it's Richardson in for Dwayne Wade. Bosch passes to Whiteside. Can they get it? Winslow. Shot is off. Greg, for Westbrook, as you were talking about him, the triple-double stretch included 4 in a row. He had 6 triple-doubles, Clark, in 8 games. He was sensational.
Yeah, it really was, Kevin. And what's even more amazing was that he was very close to a triple-double, even on the nights he didn't get one. Man, he's a guy who showed you what it means to carry a team.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. It really had been mostly a cordial relationship between Durant and the media up until last season. And then at the All-Star break, I mean, he had some biting remarks.
Durant's comments during the All-Star break about the media, he might have been right with some of his comments. I don't know, though, that he really was happy that they came out the way they did.
I agree with you there, Kevin. I mean, he made it clear that he doesn't view the media as all that friendly, though.
Udonis Haslem, he's checked in for the Heat. Wade comes in for Winslow. And here are the Thunder now. Big stretch here going 10-2. Miami grabs the miss.
And although not a block officially, it might as well have been his ability to react and alter the shot.
Greg, I don't think there was any doubt about it. His defense threw him off on that shot. He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Right side against Waiters. Payne gets a wide open look. That one rolling around and rims out.
Yeah, great look, but disappointing with the miss.
Boy, what happened on that one, Greg? I mean, that's almost an automatic shot for him.
Good. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Here's Waiters. Good. Waiters got his second bucket of the night.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
The drive by Wade, but they recover it. And Haslam kicks to Wade. He dishes it to Richardson. Pass to Whiteside. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
How about that fantastic finish and the aggressive move, too, Kevin?
Trying to send a message, Clark, with that slam, I think.
And I'm not sure if it was text or email, but he definitely threw that one down.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year. And it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
Thunder have gone 6 of 9 from the floor here in the second half. They've got to be happy with that. Here's Cantor. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. And the Thunder lead by 3.
Just couldn't get a hand in the face on that one.
That's using what you got. He's got a height advantage, put it to good use there, and got himself a clean look.
Wade drives in. Whiteside dishes to Wade. Tries yet again. And at last, they get one to fall. Wade's got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, if this game comes down to the rebounding battle, they'll be the ones coming out on top.
They've had a strong game on that front, Clark, no doubt about it. You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
So they take the lead. Richardson's got 8 points. And Clark, as we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, exactly right, Kevin. I mean, these teams just simply keep trading baskets, and as a result, trading the lead.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Raiders against Richardson. And stolen by Whiteside. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Wade with the ball. Richardson, no luck.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable in their shot attempts.
Here's Morrow. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Morrow's got his first bucket in this one.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. From 18 feet away, and it's Haslam with the rebound.
Ill-advised shot there, Clark.
Yeah, exactly. That was lower than low percentage. Heads-up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Wayne with it.
He got it! Wow. He caught it! My goodness.
And he beats the buzzer to end the quarter.
Terrific shot there. I mean, he was calm, he was poised, didn't rush it at all.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. The Heat with the lead. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Durant, the 3, and Ibaka, the 4. Roberson is out there with Russell Westbrook. And it's Adams in at the 5, down low. Bosch passes to Wade. Basket is good. The assist from Bosch. 33 points for Wade.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play. And guys, you talk about players who have that killer instinct. Russell Westbrook is right at the top of that list.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Heat.
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
Yeah, but also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Dragic kicks to Wade. Passes it to Bosch. Down low. The kick out to Dragic. Pass to Wade. 6 on the shot clock. Bosch drives in. The Heat need to get a shot off. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Oklahoma City trailing. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And it's Westbrook missing. And you think, Greg, about Westbrook's killer instincts. You were alluding to that. It's very apparent at times. Players praise, and Clark, I think, fear him for just that characteristic alone.
Well, how about this, Kevin? Kobe Bryant said Westbrook has the same love for competition that he has. Whenever other guards are pulled, Westbrook is their worst matchup.
And guys, Serge Ibaka's production was just a little off last season. We're not talking, big number changes. We're talking small dips in a number of categories.
So one category where he did really fall off, though, Kevin, was field goal percentage. A career 53% shooter, he dropped down to 47.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He talked mainly about giving them a different look defensively and dropping more bodies into the paint, saying, listen, they're eating us up on the inside, and we need to do whatever it takes to stop them. Guys, back to you.
And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
And getting back to Ibaka, everything changed for him the minute Kevin Durant was lost last season. I mean, defenses could focus on him, and he was the Thunder's only front court scoring threat. And as much as he's improved on offense, he still has neither the flexibility nor skill set to be a guy that can be considered a first or second option offensively.
And he gets it to go. And 12 points for Kevin Durant.
Wow, the fans are really getting their money's worth tonight. What an entertaining ball game.
Up to this point, Greg, it's been almost impossible to separate these teams. I think this one's going to be close all the way. Talking about Ibaka, last season was good for his growth. I mean, he got a taste of what it's like to be the first or second scoring option rather than an afterthought. Now it's up to him to take that experience and convert it into improvement.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And it was a very public falling out between Goran Dragic and the Suns front office. That was a real tense few weeks there before ultimately he was traded.
Richardson, he's checked in for Goran Dragic. Thunder have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And so the ball Out of bounds. Bosch touched it last.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
Here is Ibaka. Westbrook with a screen for Ibaka. To the inside. Adam. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Rising high to throw that one down.
Sky high. Fantastic one-hand jam.
Nice way there, guys, to finish up that possession.
And, of course, Dragic was traded to Miami last season. Said he felt betrayed by the Suns front office, which spurred him wanting out of Phoenix into South Florida.
Yeah, you know what? We'll never know the whole truth about that situation, but Dragic said they told him one thing with personnel and did something else.
Durant with it. He's picked up by Dang. Here's Wade. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Boy, this game has really started to heat up. I didn't think it could get any more high scoring than it already was.
Well, I tell you what, I don't mind it. You don't either, it sounds like. Good offense is entertaining, and that's exactly what we'll get.
That one goes. Count it.
He's so clutch, Kevin. When the pressure is at its highest, that's when he's at his very best.
On the wing, Dang. From deep. And again, Miami with the triple.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth, here we go.
Big-time bucket there, and you can expect to see him stay very involved the rest of the way.
Richardson kicks to Bosch. And it's Durant with the rebound.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. That free throw, no good. A different look for Miami. Whiteside comes in for Josh McRoberts, and it's Dragic in for Richardson. So he comes up empty, missing both. Miami's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. And it's Wade with the jam.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Yeah, nothing extravagant, guys, but again, no need on that one.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. We've got 1:55 left in the fourth. And here's Westbrook from the arc. Rebound by the Heat. Whiteside's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Dragic kicks to Wade. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. Ball stolen.
And thought that pass was going to get through, but no. And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence will turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. Count that one. Adams has got 4 points in the quarter.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence. You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Dragic with it. Westbrook picks him up. Wade has the open look. That's him coming off an assist from Dragic. Wade's got 43 points.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
That's good, and the Heat lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Kevin Durant.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Outside Dan. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
They get that one, but guys, on the night, that's been the problem, securing the ball.
They've been out-hustled. At this point, hard to see them recovering from that.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
And now we've got the intentional foul. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he ends up making the second, and that puts them up by 5.
and not as productive a trip as you would like, but they're still in a pretty comfortable position.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
Good work at the line to stretch that lead out a little bit.
Just too much of a deficit to overcome.
Just not enough clicks and ticks left on that clock in this one, Greg.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Durant wide open. He fires. Money! And now they trail by just 4.
It's been a humongous fourth quarter for him, especially from long range. He's in a groove, and that tray of his has just been dead.
He had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're behind by 4. 16 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
And you know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul.
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
$16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's Durant on the wing. From the corner. And it's Wade with the rebound. Outside Dang. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Here's Whiteside. No good. And so it's Miami winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds clock.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, guys, I'm here with Goran Dragic. And, Goran, what a nice show the team put on for your fans tonight.
Yeah, great game for us, for our fans. They were amazing. This kind of games is really enjoying to play, and we are hustling on every play, defense and offense, and I'm really happy that we won that game.
You enjoyed it, and we enjoyed it. Thank you, Goran. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Clark, Greg, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now we'll head over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who's not too far away. EJ?
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Dwayne Wade. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
His accuracy from the field was pretty eye-catching. I mean, if he was shooting the ball, it was going in. You rarely see a performance like this with this crazy high shooting percentage. Wow.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderfully
On a daily basis, we zap you through.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the Toronto Raptors. Checking out Toronto, in the standings right now, they're just a game out of first place, threatening to make a move and take over that top seed. And as we march toward the end of the regular season, Shaq, I want your opinion on veterans being rested in back-to-back games.
You know what, Ernie, you hear a lot of people complain, but let me tell you from personal reasons, it's the right thing to do in some cases, especially for the older teams. The crowd is assembled at the Air Canada Centre, looking for a Raptors victory here in Toronto. And we've got it live right here on 2K Sports. Only one game away from Chicago here. The Bulls will be back home for the next one. They can secure their spot in the postseason with the victory here.
It seems like it's all coming together, guys. The coaching staff has guided through to the players. Everybody is buying in, and it's a wonderful thing when the entire roster is on the same page.
It sure is, Greg. I mean, you've been on teams like that where everything is running smoothly. We knew that was the potential of this team, but they're living up to it and performing at a remarkably high level.
Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. And it's Dunleavy in at the 3 spot.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Here's Gasol. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
And, you know, guys, Taj Gibson now is 6 full seasons in the NBA, already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
And out of bounds as Toronto gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Getting back to Gibson, he was one of the oldest college freshmen in the country at age 21. Played 3 years at USC. Then he was one of the oldest players in the 2009 draft even though he declared as a junior.
Yeah, I think the NBA is the only profession where it hurts you to have a lot of experience coming out, because that's one reason why he did drop. I mean, had he been a couple years younger, with his length and athleticism, he very well could have been a top 10 pick. But I tell you what, the Bulls are happy that he wasn't.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Gasol is doubled. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Butler. Releases from the wing and drills it. Butler's got his first basket of the night.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
Outside Lowry. The pass to DeRozan. He kicks it to Patterson. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. The dish to Butler. To the middle. In the corner, it's Dunleavy. And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Carroll.
And a quick look at the numbers for Valanciunas. 6th in shooting percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And, back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3. His consistent shooting creates a lot of openings in the defense.
Here's Dunleavy. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Butler, and he dunks it down.
Tell you what, this is some serious showmanship here. Loving that tomahawk.
Clark, came with force, and that's not just getting 2 points. He was sending a message.
Making a statement.
And also a momentum shifter. I mean, the energy, you can see it. Take a look at the bench. Those guys are fired up. That makes you want to fight.
Here's Lowry. The Bulls getting the bucket. Shot clock at 5. No good. Good D by Gasol.
Not a problem when that's your first miss of the game. Strong start.
Outside Rose. Sinks the three-pointer. Rose has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Dwayne Casey was once a player at Kentucky, took me and hosted me on my recruiting visit at Kentucky back in 1979. Actually got his coaching start at the school as well.
Now here's Carroll. Looking for his first basket still in this one. As we were talking about Coach Dwayne Casey, he's found his place in Toronto. Took them great back-to-back postseason appearances.
And, it's good to see him finally establishing himself as a head coach. Really known as a defensive specialist, but once he gets in charge of a team, he'll have them focused on defense and really stresses that in every practice.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Scola comes in for Patrick Patterson. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Mirotic. That's short off the rim.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Now here's Joseph. Brooks covering. And Joseph kicks to Powell. A minute 50 left to play in the first. No good. And it's Mirotic at the elbow. A quick shot there, and it's off target. The Raptors have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Another shot. Biyombo, no luck. The Bulls shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Here's McDermott. And again, no good by Chicago. Here's Toronto now. Home court didn't seem to help any last time they met. We'll see if it makes a difference this time.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short.
Well, to me it looked like, Greg, they were pretty evenly matched. And you look at how the game ended, I would say I'm not alone in that sentiment. Those are two pretty evenly matched teams.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against the defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Some changes for Chicago. Portis, he's checked in for Mirotic, and Tony Snell subbed in for Doug McDermott. Portis, the pass to Brooks. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Dishes to Noah. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Pass to Portis. Out to Brooks. And it's Moore penetrating. Here's Portis. Rebounded by Luis Scola.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
Passes to Snell. Brooks kicks it to Noah. Kick out to Moore. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. Moore's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Joseph. He's guarded closely. Powell dishes to Biyombo. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Pass to Portis. Out to the right wing. 17-foot shot on the way. Biyombo. The shot misses. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Bulls lead by 1. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And a chance to hear from point guard Kyle Lowry about the chemistry of this Raptors team. They're all pulling in the same direction. The question is whether or not that team unity, as rare as it is making a difference for the Raptors. Does it make Kyle Lowry any better? Do they just give it more time?
You know, you could argue it both ways, Kevin, because it's worked both ways. I mean, teams that couldn't stand one another have won rings, and so have tight-knit groups who were really close. So there's really no magic formula. I think there's a little bit of art to go with the science in that.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. So guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. Portis is out there with Dunleavy. Then it's Rose. Then it's Pau Gasol. And it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. Damari Carroll's checked in for Corey Joseph. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve. Effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
Here's DeRozan. And Justin Holiday picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
Chicago making a switch here. Butler's checked in. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Chicago leading. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. 6 points for Jimmy Butler.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
The drive by Lowry. And the shot is good.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Rose passes to Gasol. Here's Dunleavy. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Gasol kicks to Mirotic. Clock at 4. Outside Butler. And finished off by Mirotic.
And that's how it's... I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Well, it was. I mean, a tight game like this one, you'd think they'd have a little more energy at the defensive end than that.
So, timeout called here, the first for Toronto. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Yeah, they just caught a team, Kevin, that was in a zone, and they didn't have the manpower defensively to disrupt them.
Hey, zone or no zone, I expected a little more fight out of them than what they showed. I mean, they never strung together any stops like they needed to.
So, Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Gibson comes in for Mirotic. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Brooks in for Derrick Rose. Now, here is Lowry. 35 points for him last game against Cleveland.
Yeah, and talk about his scoring. I mean, Kevin, with the defense trying to pressure him, he did a good job of getting them to overcommit and getting himself to the line.
For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Gibson, here we go. Brooks outside. He dishes it to McDermott. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Brooks. McDermott's got the lead back up to 3 now for the Bulls. Outside Lowry. And Carroll now atop the key. Back to Lowry. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And let's take a quick look at the point guards this year racking up the most steals per game. 4th, Kyle Lowry.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
And you love the mindset this guy has at the defensive end. He wants to impact the game defensively, and you love that attitude.
Butler against DeRozan, and count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
They've really flipped things around offensively.
Yeah, and anytime you can make more than half of your shots, you'll take that.
The Raptors making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan.
He's jammed himself up a little bit here with that second foul. As long as he can avoid a third before the half, I think he's fine.
Biyombo is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas.
Really impressed with the way Jimmy Butler last season made big strides in his game, going from
we got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Post. Rotate over and make your presence felt. Quit being so soft.
In his 4th season.
You know, we had seen the flashes of potential in Butler before. Last season, he sustained great play and really took everything to the next level.
Ross is checked in for Toronto. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. There's the pick. Kicks it to McDermott. 6 on the shot clock.
That's his first personal foul.
Down low. Gibson dishes to Noah. Just 4 to shoot. Brooks kicks it to Noah. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Raptors trail by 6. Lowry kicks to Ross. Back to Lowry. And there's the feed to Powell. The shot. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Powell's got his first points of the night. The Bulls leading by 4. Butler kicks it to Noah. Back to Butler. Outside Gibson. Clark down low that time, and he got the 3-second call.
A moment now to see the numbers for Butler. Averaging 21 points per game, 4 assists, and 5 rebounds. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy. All elements working together. The game is coming easy to him right now.
Portis, he's checked in for Chicago. The drive by Lowry. Great defense that time from Noah.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
And the Bulls making a change here. Holiday's checked in.
That's his second personal foul. Now into the lineup for the Bulls, Justin Holiday.
And so here is Chicago. 4-point game. Brooks against Lowry. Ross with the steal. Here's Powell. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Lowry can't get that one to fall. Chicago leading by 4. Noah with a screen on Lowry. And Butler, here we go. The feed to Holiday. To the middle. Here's Brooks. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
Boy, what a significant turnaround here in the second quarter. After only making 40% from the field in the first.
And Lowry gets it to go.
Dropped that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Portis, the pass to Butler. Feeds to Noah. The shot is off. And Toronto will go the other way with it. Here's Powell. Brooks gets the rebound.
And you really thought that was going to be a gimme, but unable to convert.
Yeah, and a little self-talk, angry self-talk for himself after that miss.
Time called here, and the Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group. We've got 13 seconds left in the first half. Outside Rose. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's the Bulls up by 4.
Okay, Kevin, here with Coach Casey.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal. And it was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets. All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second.
The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. We are seeing a tremendous game from Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, you know, one of the things about the truly greats of our game is that sometimes you get spoiled because of how consistent they can be. And so far, another big scoring night for him.
And oftentimes when he puts up that many points in the first half, he follows it up with an even better second half. We'll see if that's the case here.
The star pair of Lowry and DeRozan are the guards. Patterson is the 4 with Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Carroll in at the 3, the small forward. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. Here's Dunleavy. Patterson defending. And Butler, here we go. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws.
You know, Jimmy Butler is one of those guys who had to overcome major odds just to get to the NBA. Reportedly, his father abandoned the family when Jimmy was an infant. Mom kicked Jimmy out when he was 13. The obstacles and adversity go on, yet he's made it and made it big.
Rose against Lowry. Takes a 3. Chicago grabs the miss.
Great dunkers should not blow wide open opportunities like those. I'm embarrassed for you.
Butler goes in. Gasol dishes to Butler. Off the left rim and out.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. And what you have to like out of Valanciunas last season, improved efficiency. The game really, Clark, seemed to slow down for him.
Yeah, he entered the league a little green. Would make a lot of mistakes, but had excellent tools. So with enthusiasm and hard work, you knew it was just a matter of time with him.
DeRozan against Butler. Misses the step-back jump shot.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot.
And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
And for Valanciunas last year, his offensive production was similar to the year before, but he cut down on his turnovers. He also raised his shooting percentage to a career-high 57%, and that, my friends, is improved efficiency. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
You know, talking about Valanciunas, the light clearly went on last season. He was more assertive, refined his post game. The next step is to extend his shooting range so he can help space the floor on offense.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. And so here is Chicago. The lead is 2. And there's the 8-second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
And you can tolerate gaffes like that sometimes, but in a close game, man, I tell you what, that really hurts.
Carroll, no one around him. The shot's good on the assist by Lowry. Lowry's got 4 assists in the game. Chicago's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Butler passes to Gasol, and they double up Gasol. He feeds it to Gibson. Count the bucket. And the Bulls lead by 1.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Outside for Gasol. In the corner, Gibson with it. Back to Gasol. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
The Raptors have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam.
Wow. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Outside Butler. And the Raptors making a change here. Joseph's checked in. Then for the Bulls, McDermott's checked in for Gibson. And Moore subbed in for Dunleavy. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Tries it from 9. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And it's 6 points for Pau Gasol. Lowry with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Lowry kicks to DeRozan. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Rose double team to the inside. It's Butler that time on the assist by Rose. And that's 13 points for Jimmy Butler.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
The shot by Lowry, no good.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Butler passes to Rose. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good. And now a 5-point Bulls lead.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches who used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derrick Rose. He still needs to show that he can regain that high level of NBA play for an entire season. I think that's just a matter of time, Kevin.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated. Or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Joseph. The rebound by Noah. Noah's got 5 rebounds tonight. And there's the pass to McDermott. Outside Rose. Mirotic with it. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now he averages nearly 12 points a game. Moore left side. To the wing on the left. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Noah with it. Now Valanciunas defending. Right wing. McDermott dishes to Noah, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 5.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
And, Greg, you know, the defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside. It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
They push it up 4 on 3. Lowry against Moore. Now Lowry, 8 points for him. He kicks it to Powell. Back to Lowry. Pulls it up. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And we've reached the end of the third. Bulls lead by 5. We'll be back shortly live from the Air Canada Center in downtown Toronto. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far.
Toronto with the ball, trailing by 5. Taking a look at the Bulls. Butler team to Dunleavy on the perimeter. Mirotic is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. Dunleavy kicks to Mirotic. Right side Gasol. Here's Dunleavy. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. And stolen by Biyombo. It's DeRozan with the drive. And yes, sir, that one drops. DeRozan's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Raptors. Gasol passes to Butler. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
All right. Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
And Joseph kicks to DeRozan. The shot no good. Some solid defense from Butler. The Bulls leading by 5. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And stolen by Patterson. And DeRozan kicks to Biyombo. Now the dish to Joseph. Outside DeRozan. Can't get it to fall.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them. How about that now? What a sensation. Finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that right.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, levitate.
Almost. How about the glide in and then also to reverse it?
Toronto calls timeout. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Damari Carroll's checked in for Powell. The Bulls also changing it up. Gibson comes in for Mirotic, and it's Brooks in for Rose. Outside DeRozan. Right wing, here's Joseph. Out to DeRozan. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished, struggled to handle the ball, created then his own shot, and but sometimes he would create for others too. Yeah. But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
To the right side. Outside Carroll. Good. And it's now only a 1-point Bulls lead.
Defenders need to recognize and be alert to staying on him as we get into crunch time. And, you know, getting back to DeRozan, he's put a spit shine on his offense. Over the past 2 seasons, averaged over 20 points a game, was also good for 3 or 4 assists, showing everybody how work ethic can overcome unrefined skills.
You know, for DeMar DeRozan, scary to think that he's still scratching the surface of his potential. Made his first All-Star appearance in 2014, was a little dinged up last year, but still very effective. No doubt he's the real deal.
Toronto calls timeout. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
He's definitely rolling offensively. You might not be able to stop him, but you've got to find a way to contain him.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
During that break, Dwayne Casey had some words for his team. He loved the work they were doing on the interior, saying, listen, they've got no answer for us inside, and we're not going to let them off the hook now. Keep pounding it down low.
Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Misfires again, and the ball just refuses to cooperate with him. It's a tough day so far.
Brooks with no one around. Drills the three-pointer. And the Bulls lead by 6.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And the Raptors miss again.
I tell you what, the defense should send Christmas cards for that miss.
Butler kicks to Brooks. Left side, Gibson. Dishes it to Gasol. Offensive rebound. It's Brooks on the wing from past the arc. And the Bulls, another 3.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
That was a good time to call the timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Chicago calls timeout. Derrick Rose is checked in for the Bulls. Chicago leading by 7. Pass to Gasol. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time. Rose has got 5 assists tonight. Not a lot of time left for the Raptors in this one. 1:53 left in the 4th quarter. Lowry dishes to DeRozan. Gasol with the steal. Outside Butler. To the paint. And stolen by Patterson. An even 3-on-3 break. Lowry has the open look. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
He had his head on the swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
Rose with the ball. Lowry picks him up. Rose double teamed. 1:16 left in the 4th quarter of this one. Back to Butler. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And what a tremendous game for Butler. He's got 19 points, and he was able to come up with 1 steal, too.
You know what? He's been a difference maker defensively today, Clark. He's disrupted more plays than the stat sheet will show.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto. So he gets them both, and it's a 9-point ball game here. Toronto's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. And there's the foul. Goes on Taj Gibson. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. DeRozan against Butler. And he gets the bucket. 17. Points for DeMar DeRozan.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
He had stolen by Carroll.
Well, the clock has become their worst enemy.
Not a friend anymore. They've got to work quickly from here.
And Kevin, maybe the play of the game right there.
Oh, tremendous instincts, Gray, to come up with a steal and then attack the basket.
Game changer right there, guys. An unbelievable play to make it this stage of a really tight ball game.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
Well, this lead is too big to overcome. I'm going out on the limb right now. There's just not enough time left on the clock to make up the ground they have to make up.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
He hits the first one, and that trims the lead to 6. Both free throws good from DeRozan. 30 seconds left to play in the final quarter, and he commits the intentional foul. He drops the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. And a tough break is his second attempt at the line. No good.
No time to spare. They need a bucket.
Without question. But then maybe a steal or a foul to get the clock stopped as well.
And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First free throw is good, and that brings them within 5.
2 shots.
He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. And an intentional foul right there.
That's his second personal foul. Third team foul.
And the first of 2, no good. Heartbreaking. He's able to hit the second one, and that increases their lead to 6. Toronto calls timeout. They trail by 6. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they still got a little time to play with, so a 3 and a quick foul could make things interesting.
Yeah, but they need some help. They're going to need some help any way you look at it. I mean, they're hoping for some missed free throws at the other end.
Doug McDermott.
Toronto with the ball. 6-point game. Connects! What a beautiful shot to bring them to within 3. Chicago calls timeout. They're leading by 3. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way.
You know, sometimes the intensity of the game can lead to brain neutral play. Just like that, guys.
Toronto calls timeout. They're losing by 3. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And there's still time left, so they don't necessarily have to go for the 3. A quick, easy bucket inside will do.
Well, I think the clock's a little short here for that. I mean, I'm not quite sold on the quick 2. I think they got to look for a quality 3 to try to tie this thing up based on where the clock is right now.
Toronto calls timeout. They're trailing by 3. We've got 13 seconds left in the fourth quarter. To tie it up. Bullseye! Tremendous 3 to tie. Tie it up.
And since halftime, this has become an intense ball game.
Simply phenomenal, Greg, the effort we've seen from both sides here.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Rose attacking. Here's Snell. It falls!
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Here's DeRozan. Oh, he had a chance there to send it to overtime, but they come up empty-handed. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, gentlemen, I'm here with Joakim Noah. And Joakim, how important is this win for the team at this juncture of the season in terms of the way that each individual is working for the common goal?
It was a big win for us. You know, we need everybody right now. Just got to keep fighting, and I know that the playoffs are coming.
It won't be long now, Joakim. Thank you so much, guys.
Doris, thank you as always. And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew. Thanking you for tuning in. And time now to head over to Ernie Johnson for the 2K postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey, y'all. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille Jimmy Butler. The fourth quarter was all him. And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside...
But I had a parking lot on Smash. Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the hood. Got 125 on the dash. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. Cause it's just another day in the life of the
baby, we make magic. Come home with a thug, let's get cracking. Always well, baby, cause happen. She got the back seat, just a freak in the mood. Hopped in the tray, just to let the top back and thank God for the day. Who gives a what a hater gotta say? I made a couple $1 million last year. Still in the streets, strapped with them things. She in love with a G, so she tatted my name. I'm the biggest boss that you seen thus far. 10 black made backs back to back in the lane. I'ma make it rain, then I'ma make it back. You are just a lame little homie, that's a fact. Working with the police, acting like you know me. Fresh out of jail already in your
got a fresh line up, yeah, fresh outfit. But I had a parking lot on Smash. Plus I got a 7 with a 454 in the DJ Khaled.
It's one of the busiest hubs in the world as the planes land and depart at LAX. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Crowd here in anticipation of their home team Lakers in an interconference battle here at the Staples Center. They're looking for a little bit of redemption in this one after the loss to them here last time. And so with that loss, evening the series up here at 1-1, we look to this game to decide who has the upper hand in this matchup.
Yeah, it's just hard to make up when you have an inability to make free throws consistently, and that's why they ended up losing.
Yes, sir. I think some doubt started to creep in when they kept missing those foul shots. I mean, you could see them start to shy away from wanting to even go to the line.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Sullinger and Zeller are the duo down low. And it's Stevenson in at the 3 spot. Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year at Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin, but few saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
Russell with it. Now guarded by Stevenson. Johnson outside. Shoots the 3. 6 to shoot. T-Wade on the wing. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Wade's got his first 2 points.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
The Lakers with a quick start to this game. And that one's good. Wade's got his second bucket of the night.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Here's Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
And for Wade, we often talk about his physical state. But what about the mental toughness? Here's a guy who's been playing in some kind of pain every game for the past few years, but he just keeps churning the butter, not wanting to let his team down.
Now here's Thomas. Can they get it? And it's sent back by Russell.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Johnson, the pass to Anderson. That's good. And Johnson with the assist. Anderson's got his first basket of the night.
And a huge lead here early to start.
Boy, you know, right from the tip, there's not anything they haven't done well so far.
Greg, you brought up the topic of Wade. He's had a
a chance to make several tough mental adjustments throughout his career.
Well, he's always been a guy willing to alter his game for the good of the team. That's why he's got those championship rings, Kevin. You've got to be flexible, not just talented.
Yeah, when Shaq comes in and joins him, then he had to change away when LeBron came in to play.
Great credit to him.
Yeah.
Great credit to him.
Very admirable.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does, and Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Olenek, he's checked in for Boston. Doug McDermott comes in for Lance Stevenson. Here's Thomas, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And guys, I was a bit worried, but now we all know the rim doesn't have a lid on it.
Yeah, you could actually feel the tightness and tenseness with each miss. I'm actually glad to see they got that first one out of the way.
The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the 4th quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the 4th quarter from a scoring standpoint.
Butler kicks the front. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. For the 3, and that's good. Nick Young for 3. Young's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Wade averaged 7 points in the 4th quarter of last season. That was 3rd most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he creates his own shot. When the game is on the line, you want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Hey, for Zach LaVine, the dunk contest last season was his coming out party to the world. He put on a show that everybody in the NBA was buzzing about.
And the Lakers making a change here. Jones is checked in, and then for Boston, Jay Crowder's checked in for Sellinger. Lee comes in for Avery Bradley, and Marcus Smart is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way. That's going to send Marcus Smart to the line. That's called on Channing Frye. And for LaVine and his dunking, if you saw him in college or last season, you knew he was a very special player in the air.
Well, LaVine can be one of the great all-time dunkers with his height and ability to lift off. He gets airborne so effortlessly that there are few that can match his power and finesse once he's airborne.
And it's slammed in by Young.
And they keep going down low with the ball and keep getting positive results.
Extremely positive. I mean, this is a very nice lead to have early in the ball game.
Now here's Lee. Fires for 3. Can't get it to go.
And that's playing into the hands of the defense right there.
No way you can sneak that shot by him, Greg. I mean, he was all on top of that one. Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Outside, Jones. Inside, and Stoudemire slams it in.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
And it's Butler with the jam.
And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by?
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it. in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good.
The Celtics shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And guys, Courtney Lee, now having completed 7 full seasons, very much the same guy now as he was entering the league. A 3-and-D prototype who will most likely never be a plus playmaker.
A platoon swap here for the Lakers. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And the shot's good from Crowder.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And it's blocked. And there's the call on Karl Anthony Towns. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. The Celtics have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
He doesn't get the second one. Out to Wade. With 2 seconds left. Good D by Stevenson. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Lakers ahead. They lead by 14. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto. A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised when they learn how passionate, Clark, the fans in Toronto can be.
You know, Kevin, that's so true. I mean, when they get it going at the Air Canada Center, that place rocks. And it's great to hear Amir talk about how that pumps him up and makes him want to do it for Canada.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
They've set the first half tone by getting out on the fast break and getting the defenders on their heels.
The other thing that's helped them early tonight are the points they've been able to convert off turnovers.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. Zeller is out there with Amir Johnson. And it's Stevenson in at the small forward.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Thomas goes in. That's good. Thomas got 6.
And a lot of teams are looking for coaches that embrace analytics and look at data-driven approaches. Coach Scott is not one of those guys. He's an old-school coach who goes with his own perception.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And former coach of the year, Byron Scott, now with the Lakers. And as you said, Greg, he's not an analytics guy. And Clark, I think he's a guy that the eye test for him is huge.
Yeah, he feels a lot. Terrific communicator and storyteller. Great experience as a player and as a champion. And I think that all is evident in his coaching style. Grown man's power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of it.
Clark, that could be a catalyst for him.
I think you're right.
And when we've seen those kinds of plays get them fired up in the past.
Butler in the corner. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And that one's good. Kobe's got his first points of the game.
Celtics call timeout.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Well, Special K, so many records for Kobe, but one he set last season was most misses all time from the floor.
He passed the great Hondo, John Havlicek, for that title. I'm sure John doesn't mind having him pass him up for that
the
one.
Old Buckeye, you're right.
That's right, most misses. But you look at the players on that list, a who's who of NBA stars.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Channing Frye's checked in for Stoudemire. And Dwayne Wade is subbed in for Butler. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Here's Bradley. Rejected by Kobe. Wade on the wing. He has 7. The shot is off.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Out of bounds, Celtics ball as Boston keeps possession.
And let's check out the numbers for Bryant. He had a strong showing last season. Averaged about 22 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. Just solid all-around performances we've been seeing from him, delivering night in and night out.
And you know, that's what stars do. It isn't always about scoring 50 points. It's about making plays consistently.
Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Zeller. Here's Wade. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
And, you know, there's all this talk about Kobe now being the leader of missed shots, having that record. But listen, the guys that are in the top 5 of that list, all Hall of Fame players. So you don't miss a lot of shots unless your team trusts you to take them, and you're pretty good.
Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Now here's Wade. 10 points for him. Kicks it to Towns. Pass to Fry, and that one's good. And the Lakers lead by 15.
They have repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid dividends.
And with as many points as they've gotten in the paint, you know, they haven't had to do much work on the perimeter.
Well, it was the Boston Celtics, their last game, a loss to the Atlanta Hawks. Out left to the wing. McDermott, no one around him. Offensive rebound, back to Bradley. Second chance shot. And the shot falls short this time.
And still, he scores. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Young's checked in for Wade. And Zach LaVine subbed in for Russell. Jay Crowder's checked in for the Celtics. Lee comes in for Avery Bradley.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And it's Lee penetrating. And it's good.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Outside Bryant. Crowder pulls it in. Celtics trail by 15. Charity stripe shot. Ejected by Young. A chance here to get a quick injury report. Let's get an update now on Kobe Bryant. What's the status, Doris?
Guys, the head athletic trainer for the Lakers provided some information. He relayed to me that
All right, Doris, and hopefully everything works out for him.
You know, pro trainers have so much available to them at their disposal. If it's nothing serious, he'll be back.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Anderson comes in for Channing Frye. And it's Johnson in for Kobe. Here's Levine. At the top of the key, Towns. They shoot again. And they convert it last on attempt number 3.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Amari Stoudemire is checked in for the Lakers. And the Celtics also making a change. Johnson's checked in. Stoudemire left side. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Stolen by Levine. And Young, here we go.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And that last replay courtesy of Keogh.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
Levine dishes to Young. And stolen.
rebound by Thomas. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. Crowder, that's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Crowder's got 8.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Here's Levine. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And the first half is now in the books. Lakers lead by 9. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Dwayne, it certainly looks as if you guys are having plenty of fun out here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And an exciting time of the year as the first game of the regular season is halfway through. It's the Lakers out on top at halftime. They have a 9-point lead. Shaq, give me your take.
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and they're sitting.
All right, and that'll do it for us here. We now take you back to the second half.